Oregon State head coach Wayne Tinkle and student athletes Dexter Akanno and Glenn Taylor Jr. Coach, we'll turn it over to you for a few opening remarks, and then we'll go to questions.
Yeah, happy to be here. We're excited for the 22-23 season, new group for the Beavs. These two guys are a couple that we're really leaning on for a lot of leadership in a lot of different areas, and they've done a great job to this point. But obviously have tried to squash the past year as much as we can, and we're really focused on getting our culture back, which we feel we've done, and the energy and the work that this group's put in has been super to this point. So we're excited about what's in front of us.
Okay, we'll go to questions. We'll go to Kevin Dana in the front right.
Kevin Dana, Pac-12 Networks. For you, Coach, first, and then Glenn, a question for you as well. But the conference returns all 5 of its Pac-12 all-freshman team members, and of course you have one of them. And Glenn, just kind of in this day and age when maybe guys who are all freshmen, at least 1 or 2 you would expect to make a jump to professional basketball, but kind of the returning level of sophomores you're seeing around the conference this year, and then Glenn, kind of what steps do you see as being kind of necessary for you to make in your sophomore season?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the strength of our conference. Guys being a little more patient and listening, to the people they entrusted to go to college and play for, when their time is right. And we've seen some sad stories of folks maybe leaving a little too early and leaving an incredible opportunity, to be on a college campus, working towards that degree, honing their skills. And so it's going to make for a very exciting season for our conference. And I know for Glenn, when we recruited Glenn, there weren't a lot of schools at our level recruiting him, and he bought into being patient. The assistant that recruited him said, don't plan on playing a whole lot as a freshman. And we told him once he got there, but you need to compete every day like you want a starting spot. And by doing that, he earned one once we got through some games early. And I'm excited for his prospects and to see his development now that he'll be one of the guys at the top of the scouting report.
I'm going based on what Coach said. I'm trying to take in the role and be a leader by example, pretty much. We got a lot of freshmen, and I feel like I know what they're going through. I know they could. We got a lot of talented freshmen, so I see myself in them. I know they could step up big and be what I am or even better, so I'm taking that day by day.
You got any other questions? We're going to go Shireen in the front, and then we'll go to Nick.
Shireen Ryan in the front row. So you're talking about leadership in the freshmen. What kind of things do you guys do to help them come along and get into the whole college? First of all, they're coming into college. That's one big thing, right? Next, you want to have a chemistry, and so it's all these new players. So what kind of things do you guys do as a team to gel and get along and become teammates?
First, not to cut you off, first we started our season off with the Italy trip, so that was very fun. You get to know them guys off the court and stuff like that. And then just around the campus, like I said, I was a freshman, so I know where all the dorms at, the cool places to eat on campus. So we go around there. I use the classrooms. I use their campus cards sometimes, maybe. But yeah, we just bond. We play one sometimes. We're in the gym late nights. So it's all fun because I know where they're coming from. I'm still their same age. We're all the same age, so I enjoy being that big bro to people the same age as me, really.
Yeah, I'll probably say the same thing, just kind of bouncing off what Glenn said. On the court, just being able to instruct them and tell them, kind of where to be at different spots and being on time in different places. Helping them kind of find the ropes and kind of going about their daily life as well. And then just off the court, being able to bond with them and talk with them. And then, earlier we kind of had, me and Glenn kind of set up a little dinner at my place, a little barbecue at my place. And just little stuff like that, I think goes a long way in kind of helping adapt and implement this culture that Coach has brought in.
We're next going to go to Nick, then we'll go Ben, and then Myron.
Wayne, Dana just alluded to this, that college basketball is really pretty old this year with all the COVID holdovers. You've got 9 listed freshmen. Most of them are first-year guys. How do the 18-year-olds deal with 22 and 23-year-olds? Because there's going to be a lot of them you run into this year.
Oh, for sure. We'll be up against it from an experience standpoint. But what we've been harping with our group is we can mature quickly by really developing good habits and discipline. And that's going to be the balance to the lack of maturity. And easy to say when you've got, even Glenn's in his second year, and we're looking to him for veteran leadership. It's going to be a challenge. But we chose that route to get back to our winning ways at Oregon State. We didn't think going the route of veteran guys out of the portal to sell to our program what's really important, the tradition, the pride, that sort of thing. We wanted to do it with a younger group, much like we started it with that 2015 class. We know there's going to be some stumbling blocks along the way, but we're confident we've got a group that'll be able to dust itself off, get up, learn from it, and move forward. And when we've had guys that will take coaching, that will play hard, play together, we've had a good amount of success at Oregon State, and we expect to get right back there quicker than most people think.
We're going to go to Ben, then Myron.
Hey, question for Coach. You guys were picked last in the Pac-12 this year. I believe last time you guys were picked last, you guys made a deep Elite Eight run, so maybe that's
You want to see that again, huh?
Yeah, some good. Yeah, so what I was just wanting to know is just, do you see any kind of parallels between maybe this team and that team at all? And just also, just talk about your experience kind of, molding teams and having them go beyond what they're kind of projected to do and how you do that. Yeah.
For sure. No, I have thought of that. And the one thing I remember sitting here a couple of years ago, a lot of you folks didn't know much about our guys. We had a lot of new guys coming in. So it's, we didn't fault anybody because we had a lot of question marks. I think that's the same case this year. But we're very confident in the guys that we have. And the people we have to do it with, that we'll build our team to peak at the right time. And, I've mentioned it before, having kind of cut my teeth at the mid-major level where everything kind of depended on winning that conference tournament to get to the NCAAs. It's obviously different for a lot of reasons at this level, but we've done really good at building our teams to get better and improve each and every week and play your best basketball, in March when it's most important.
Myron?
Wayne, obviously you have a lot of youth on this team. Hey, with the transfer portal becoming what it is, how much room is left in college basketball for that freshman that needs a year or two to develop?
Well, that's a great question, and it's becoming more difficult. And then the patience of that young player to buy into waiting a year or two to develop is that window's really closing. We fell into that situation after the Elite Eight run. We had several players leave that were guys, when we recruited them, we said, stay patient. We're going to coach you up. And then your junior and senior years, you're going to really flourish for us. Excuse me. They got a little impatient with that and wanted to go to a level where they could play right away. And we were kind of stuck during COVID when we couldn't recruit on or off campus to fill out our roster. But it's becoming a challenge, but we try to target with our recruitment guys that are going to buy into the way, and you hear these guys talking the way we do things at Oregon State, that we feel is the way that will lead to success. But we've got to coach them every day. We've got to recruit them every day. And that's a challenge, but it's a fight that our staff's we think's worth fighting. But we know that even with NIL and people recruiting off of rosters, it's going to be a challenge. But it is what it is. We've either got to adapt and continue to improve, or you're not going to exist. And I feel like we've got the right people in place to really move forward and continue to do the things we've done over our time at Oregon State.
Have any additional questions? I'm going to go last one.
Here we go.
Coach.
PJ Carlosimo, Pac-12 Network. I'm biased, Coach Tinkle. You got to talk to me more about the summer trip to Italy and hopefully how it benefited the team.
Well, it was great, and these guys were asked on the Pac-12 studio interview their favorite food, and they said pasta. So we didn't go into depth, but there were some great restaurants. The neat thing was we flew into Milan. We took a day trip, a boat trip on Lake Como, had lunch in Bellagio. We saw Da Vinci's Last Supper. We ended the trip in Rome, toured the Vatican, the Roman Colosseum. Just an unbelievable culture and educational experience. I learned about Brunello's and Barolo's, but also the opportunity it gave us to prepare and practice with a bunch of new guys, and then play some competitions, learn about each other, them learning the system. It really bred great chemistry. Dexter talked about meals at his house. We've had guys at our house. This is a different group. Roxy mentioned it earlier, the energy when he was at practice a couple weeks ago. The best part of my day is when I go down the stairs to hit the court. And I'm not sure we could say that, about some years in the past. So it's going to lead to good things, and I think that experience really helped kick it forward for us.